Future Oil Painter says,
Buffer Chair, what's up?
I need a fluffy frothy looked latte special with sprinkles and extra marshmallows today.
Look at you. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Future Oil Painter says, working on the Louisiana landscape.
Yep. I'm gonna try to do some stuff here. I have about 2 hours to work. So, see what
Sheer
we can get
Curry
done in that
says,
time. Curry, what's up?
hello, hello.
It's closer together.
Future Oil Painter says, Louis, where did you get that little oil cup with a cap? Haven't seen it anywhere.
Give me a second. Let me try to find it for you. And I also wanted to check something while I was over here, which is this. Activate. There you go. Got YouTube up. YouTube's always buggy. Yeah. Let me get that for you really quick. Curious about it. But yeah, the oil cup I either got at Dick Blick or I got it off Amazon. I think it was Dick Blick, honestly.
Sheer Curry says, what's up, nerds?
What's up?
Future Oil Painter says, Sheer Curry, what's up, home skillet?
You don't want. No, 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 no.
Beark108 says,
Bear, what's
yellow
up?
YT comments not working.
It should be now.
Sheer Curry says,
Yeah,
what's
it
up,
should be now.
Black and Decker? Future Oil Painter says,
Sorry, Bear, I
how
had
are
to
the Netherlands holding up?
start it up for you.
Sheer Curry says, the Netherlands are complaining like always. Sheer Curry says, how are y'all rednecks? Beark108 says, it's fine, you'll enjoy music on Twitch.
There it is.
Future Oil Painter says, I'm alive, can't complain. Sheer Curry says, I'd complain about that.
Jerry's Artorama.
Sheer Curry says, and I do. Louis Guidetti says, link M equals search and expa st equals palette plus cup.
You scroll down, you'll find them.
Sheer Curry says, LMAO the link again.
Yeah, I should have just here. Wanna be angel. There you go.
Louis
And
Guidetti
you have the
says,
double one too, if you want the
link.
double one.
Future Oil Painter says, sweet found it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Should probably get some more because I couldn't find. It was a little bit more difficult to find than I thought it would be. But that's where I got it from. I need to get more. Never have too many.
Berk108 says, cocaine pouch.
Cocaine pouch. Are you doing things you shouldn't be doing, Bear? What is that? Oh.
Sheer Curry says, real artists just use the old mayonnaise jar lid. Sheer Curry says, mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Future Oil Painter says, yup, and they make their own oil from unknown substances. Berk108 says, cheerful music LOL.
I need to do something really quick. I am looking up. Let's see if Grasshopper's on really quick. This thing's not going to open up, is it? No, it's not. X out. I need to look at some of the trees there. Louisiana.
Grasshopper 70 says,
Grasshopper!
I'm busy lurking, what
Hey,
you want?
I had a question.
Also,
You
hi.
told me
Sheer Curry
me
says,
a while ago.
are you going peeing again?
You told me a while ago what to look up for the swamplands. Do you remember what you said? You said if you type in this, like it was like a Louisiana swamp or so, like you had the perfect thing. All these beautiful pictures came up. I thought I recorded it and I didn't.
Grasshopper 70 says, 4K Louisiana Bayou.
4K. Thank you so much. 4K Louisiana. Louisiana Bayou. Bayou. Oh, this is it. Thank you so much. And I'm going to screenshot that because this is what I thought that I did. Boom! I got it.
Future Oil Painter
Yes,
says,
good Grasshopper, good.
4K Louisiana boobies.
Not surprised, not surprised. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful ass trees. So nice.
Berk108 says, 4K dirty grannies. Grasshopper 70 says. 4K walking through Florence, Italy.
I type that in, see what happens. 4K walking through. Images. We're all supermodels. Oh, dude. This makes me want to go back. Instagram? No, not getting on there. Ah, everything else was downhill after that. So pretty. This is nice.
Grasshopper 70 says. That's how you go on vacation when you can't go on vacation. 4K just means someone strapped on a GoPro and went walking.
That's it. Dude. Stuff looks so cool, actually. Actually, it's okay. Son of a bitch.
Future Oil Painter says. There's quite a few ads on Insta, mentioning if you move to a European place they will pay you. Cher Curry says. What in the world? Beark108 says. That's a hoax, don't fall for that. Grasshopper 70 says. There's a bunch of towns that will let you buy a house for $1 as long as you promise to renovate it. Cher Curry says. I know there are extremely cheap fixer-upper houses in France. Grasshopper 70 says. $1. Cher Curry says. Yeah, that LOL. Grasshopper 70 says. It's something like 2 years to improve the house's value by $50,000. Cher Curry says. I didn't know they had to fix it. I thought they could just live in the old ass house. Beark108 says. Realistically, that's not completely true, basically not worth in rebuilding, but if you pay 10K you can get a deal.
Ooh, that's a beautiful picture over there. Damn, Gina.
Cher Curry says. I'm just gonna live in a dumpster. That's pretty cheap. Beark108 says. I bought a house for 30K 2 weeks ago. Cher Curry says. OMG, congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Beark108 says. Been working since but it's in decent shape, just missing heating.
Beautiful.
Beark108 says. So yeah, I mean there are places in Italy where it's affordable, but you have to consider commuting and finding a job, that is the tricky part, but very easy living mortgage free. Future oil painter says. Oh yup. Future oil painter says. As long as the banks can't find me. It's all that matters.
Okay.
Beark108 says. Exactly, but system is tight even here, just more relaxed I'd say.
Give me a second, guys. Give me a second here. I have to do some adjustments with the board. Got to bring it down some. I am experiencing a very high degree of reflection. Less than optimal. No. There you go. I can see it better now. Just the camera.
Sheer Curry
Oh, we
says.
lost the camera.
Get a
Nobody.
polarization lens, you moron.
Oh, the anti. Yeah, I need the special lens. Dang it. I
Future oil
actually
painter
need to write
says.
this down before I
Is
forget.
that a wood panel? Or
Yes.
canvas?
Wood panel. These are Sigma lenses. And Sigma 16 millimeters. We got a 16. We got a 56. And then we got a 1656. This is in between. 30. Okay.
Sheer
16.
Curry says. I love that far left tree.
She's 16.
Halloran
Okay.
Perry says.
Sigma.
There's no glare that we can see.
16.
Polarization filter won't help unless Lewis puts it on his glasses.
I do need it, not. I do need it. Not for me. 16, 30, and 55, was it? Or 50, 50, 56? Damn it, this is 16. 55. Nope. 56. Okay, so 16, 30, and 56. 16.
Future oil painter says. You a tree hugger, Sheer Curry? Sheer Curry says. I hug nobody. Just punch.
Anyway, the lenses aren't that expensive. It's like, they're like $10, $15 a piece.
Future oil painter says. Punch first, ask questions later. Sheer Curry says. Sounds like a good motto. Future oil painter says. It's how we got rid of all the other human species back in the old days.
Stupid right now.
Sher Curry says. The Indians. Beark108 says. Basically the way it works with one houses is, they give it to you but you have to invest 50k within next 5 years using local suppliers, basically meaning local mafia cartel will legally rip you off. Our town does the same, it's a trap.
Oh,
Future Oil
snap.
Painter says. Neanderthals. Sher Curry says. I hear some Homo sapiens mated with Neanderthals, so that's why some people look a little like them. Sher Curry says. LOL, I love this song. Future Oil Painter says. Could be, could be. Future Oil Painter says. That explains my rugged good looks. Sher Curry says. Don't question my expertise. My sources are viable. Instagram.
The quick 10-second reel. Because he couldn't do more than that. But it got straight to the point. And it did a pretty good argument. It had really good music, too.
Beark108 says. Source, trust me bro.
Bruh.
Sher Curry says. 5 of those 10 seconds was some sexual hook. Future Oil Painter says. I look like a Neanderthal until after I drink water or coffee, then I look like a happy Neanderthal. Sher Curry says. Well, your ancestors probably did a Neanderthal. Future Oil Painter says. Probably they got jiggly with it. Sher Curry says. Wear that badge with pride.
Dude, yes. Let's work that tree up just a little bit so I can get the skeleton of it. Ooh. Why is painting so hard? It's not hard, it's easy. So easy. Oh my gosh. It is so good. Look how good I am. Increase contrast. Increase
Beark108
saturation.
says. Excuse to
Texture.
be an idiot, I take that.
You didn't.
Cher Curry says. Nobody ever needs an excuse for that. Cher Curry says. I don't hate least. Future oil painter says. My face broke out a bit, and my mom is telling me to stop painting for a while.
Is that where
Future
you're
oil
asking the
painter
skincare
says.
thing?
Of course I'm not listening to.
Is that where you're asking me? I've never been asked like, I guess, beauty techniques before.
Beark108 says. Banging Neanderthal is like bar toilets at 4 a.m. romance. Cher Curry says.
That's life.
What does that have to do with painting? Future oil
They were
painter
just talking
says.
about it.
Yep.
But for sure. Oh, it is. Okay, yeah. That's yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. All I can say is what I do, and
Cher
I have
Curry
a pimple
says.
right here,
I
so I
mean
like went like
painting
that.
doesn't cause acne. Grasshopper
If you
70
touch your
says.
face all the time, it does.
Just change your pillowcases more often and drink water.
That's good. That's good. That's a good one. I guess. I don't know. Like I really don't know.
Cher Curry says. And no junk food. Future oil painter
I think
says.
you can eat junk food
Oh,
though.
sounds good.
Can't you? I mean, junk food's okay.
Future oil painter says. Darn, I just had a spicy chicken. Cher Curry says. No junk food affects your skin.
Oh, it does.
Beark108 says. Do you still live with your mom?
You talking about me?
Future oil painter says. Nope.
I'm just trying to make this more interesting to look at, more swampy. Because the thing is,
Future oil painter
bio,
says.
lots
I
of
was
trees,
visiting my mom last weekend.
trees are straight up and down. Bear, I live with my mom and dad right now because I'm watching after them, but I also have my own place, which
Beark108
is like
says.
a minute away.
Good to hear LOL.
Yeah. So I'm living at home right now. But again, I have my own place. It's just I'm not living there right now. Which you probably know that. Maybe. Because I always bitch and moan about something at some point. In fact, at all points of the day. If
Future
I'm not
Oil
doing it
Painter says.
exteriorly,
She
I'm.
knows I don't sleep much, so she is telling me to sleep at night like a normal human.
Do you ever get grounded?
Halloran Perry says. This is the most alive swamp I've ever seen.
Thanks, man.
Where are
Cool.
all the dead trees falling over?
Oh.
Beark108
Oh yeah,
says.
that's actually a good
Yeah, I
point.
know your caregiver. It was answer to Future Oil Painter. Future Oil Painter says.
That's a
Yup.
good point. I'll put some dead trees in. I'm just trying to get the bulk of things right now. Then I'll start putting other things in. Maybe I should. Maybe you're right. I should think about this. I don't know where to put it. It's not what she said. All right, so maybe I think back in here some. I can even do some. Like I'll put some stuff in. I'll make it look dead. Gloomy.
Future Oil Painter says.
I'll gloomify it.
She says she wants to come stay at my place for a week or so. Think
What?
she's gonna keep an eye on me.
What? Your mom?
Halloran Perry says. My experience with swamps is low. But if you need diagonals, dead trees might help.
I like the way you think.
Future Oil
I'll
Painter
try to put
says.
something in.
My mom yup. Sheer Curry says. OMG, my mom listens to this all the time.
This song? Crying. You burst
Future Oil
in.
Painter
She's
says.
like tears pouring
I
down her cheeks.
told her that I nap during day and eventually I sleep almost 8 hours.
Your mom?
Future Oil Painter says. Yup.
Cool. Cool. Mm. Guys,
Sheer Curry says.
heat oil painting
Tell
is
her Da
not
Vinci
being
did that.
an idiot. She can't be weak.
Grasshopper70 says. Now I gotta go nap. Talk to you later.
Grasshopper,
Sheer Curry
no! All
says.
right, I'll see you. Get
Why
some
did
rest.
you say qua? Future
Say
Oil
like
Painter
cool,
says.
cool, cool, cool,
And my
cool.
mom said if you don't sleep at night it doesn't count.
I'm just being retarded right now. Just ignore me.
Sheer Curry says. What do moms know? They were stupid enough to tear their vaginas for some random kid they don't know.
Well said, Curry. Well said. So wise. No wiser words have ever been said. It's so stupid, man.
Cher Curry says. I know. Future oil painter says. Yep.
Mm, there it is. It says.
Beark108 says. Maybe they just wanted to get laid. Future oil painter says. Fast forward to future Cher Curry crying for her future babies lol.
Oh, Curry.
Cher Curry says. They will cry for me. Future oil painter says. Mama. Beark108 says. You'll do great single mother. Cher Curry says. That was a bad comeback because babies always cry. Cher Curry says. Why single mother?
Oh no. Oh no. I want to hear this.
Future oil painter says. Cher Curry's gonna have a butler changing diapers. Cher Curry says. Makes sense actually. Cher Curry says. Make the kid change its own diaper. Don't raise a pussy. Beark108 says. In that case it may work lol. Beark108 says. Still I don't think you need a father, just some semen donor.
Well said, Bear.
Future
Well
oil painter
said.
says. You know Cher Curry, I've noticed Caucasian moms in Chicago will take their newborns out in the middle of a snowstorm. Share Curry says. Are you offering? Share Curry says. I think they do that in Scandinavia but for chair. Beark108 says. I'm not offering anything. Future Oil Painter says. I think it's like a Spartan thing. If the
You can't
baby
get her
lives,
hopes up, man.
good if it does. It's not worthy. Future Oil Painter says. I would always look at them like. Lady, are you crazy? Share Curry says. LMAO great. Share Curry says. Speaking of babies, where is Jeff?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He hasn't been around that much, though.
Share Curry says. That was a subtle roast. Future Oil Painter says. Jeff. Seems to be active on Insta following you. Share Curry. Beark108 says. You can pick approximate appearance, race, intelligence, basically everything. Men are redundant. Finally we can just drink beer. Future Oil Painter says. He's acting all nice on Insta. It's very unnatural behavior.
Rublev. GH. Whoops.
Windy City 1828
Windy
says,
City, what's up?
hello Swamp Master. Future Oil Painter
Swamp
says,
Master, I like that.
so is Brian back in the studio?
I'm teaching him, um, like privately on Wednesdays. Um, though half the time he cancels. Um, and he's not allowed in the class until he agrees and until he like understands why he got kicked out, which I think he does, but until he admits it, I'm not going to let him back in. Until he agrees that he's not going to bring these things up. I have to control the class. I can't let him piss people off. It's my responsibility. And I really resent people who make me feel that I'm responsible, if that makes sense. When I have to start being somebody's parent who's older than me, we have a problem.
Future Oil Painter says, he's gotta fly straight.
He has to fly straight. That's it. I'll bring him back. I want him to be in there, but not like this. He has to be cool.
Sheer Curry says, you have to parent Terry all the time.
I know, I do. But he's manageable and he's not. Yeah, he's not like a problem though. That's the thing. Is you know, Terry's hilarious.
Sheer Curry says,
Brian is too.
he's out of control. Sheer Curry says, I am kidding.
He's totally out of control. Yeah, I mean, those guys. I just don't know why you can't
Future Oil Painter says,
just not talk.
sometimes people don't seem to socially grow out of the age of 10.
Like everybody has maybe not everybody, but people have certain beliefs that if we all laid stuff out on the table, it'd piss everybody here off. I guarantee you, it's how it is, but you need to be able to just chill. I mean, let it go. It's like and when I teach him, he'll I don't mind if he talks about this stuff with me. I don't care. I can listen to it. It's fine. But you don't want to be voicing this stuff in a class. That's not the place.
Future Oil Painter says, I've met some childhood friends, for example, and they still talk about some childhood prank and they don't realize we're not that 7-year-old anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that type of stuff. It's just like, come on, guys. And again, like I'm all for like I just be smart. Just be smart when you talk. Like if you're that's it. Just try to be smart. It's okay if like people mess up, they'll say something, you get a little heated, fine. But if it's like repeatedly, you constantly have to go over the same thing. I'm not going to deal with that.
Sheer Curry says, some people don't want to adjust to a social setting.
Yeah, I know. But it's frustrating because I want everybody in there, and I just get so tired of
Sheer Curry says,
everybody being so
or
angry.
can't I don't know about him.
I mean, the thing is sometimes he can, sometimes he can't, right? Like most of the time you're not gonna have problems with him, but when you do, oh,
Future Oil Painter says, yep, it's almost like some people just push to see if they can get away with stuff.
I mean that's the thing. And when you have to start explaining common sense, you've already lost. And that's why I have to do that in that sense. Like he's extremely smart in other matters. He is a very smart man, but um, you know, just not in the social realm, right? He's not good socially. And I tell him, I said, "You're a smart guy. I mean, but you just don't know how to sell it, you know? You don't know how to sell what you're saying because
Beark108 says,
treats everybody like an asshole,
guilty as charged lol.
you know? Yeah, and I mean, you admit it, he admits it. I mean, he knows this. He knows this, and I've told him before. I said, you want to you you're not doing your view justice by saying these things. Like you're going about it the wrong way. Like plus, it, you're trying to convince people that he's never going to convince these people. Like why would you? You know, I mean, I use the same examples, but like, why you go into the black person shop and say Kamala Harris isn't black? That's not going to go down well. It's the dumbest thing you can do. He knows it, but he still does that stuff. And like, if you did that to me, I'd be like, I don't care what, I don't care. Like, I'm so sick of the 3-year-old stuff. But some people hinge everything on it
Beark108
and they get so
says,
pissed off.
I think it's a form of autism.
It is. And that's what it is. And so I, you know, yeah, exactly. That's the root of it. So it's the
Future
impulse
Oil
control
Painter
is just not.
says, Brian reminds me of a 1980s movie cover, called Jerks LOL.
Oh, really? But he's a brilliant man. He is. But just you know, he's a good man too, which is the most important thing. I take you want somebody to be good. I mean, ideally they're good and smart, but I mean, being a good person's extremely important. Um, just designing the clouds. I mean the trees. Just designing the trees, which is the express itself. Oh my gosh. Life. Life.
Cher Curry says. You need a smiling sun in the corner. Halloran Perry says. Trees are just clouds with hair dye. Windy City 1828 says. You're funny.
Thanks, Windy City.
My name is Jonas.
Box full of toys.
Future Oil Painter says. Happy lil accident bushes.
They're peeing everywhere. All right. It's my white brush. Oh, there it is.
Windy City 1828 says. How's your Papa Louis?
Oh, thanks, Windy City. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He had some congestion or something in his lungs, and so he's been very raspy. And so we're having him X-rayed today. Actually, we have this thing called hospice care, which Trellis people at the end of their lives, if they're on decline, we can get on that, and they come in and so we don't need to go to the hospital or anything, which is nice. So they're bringing in the equipment to do an X-ray, which reminds me, let me make sure my mom hasn't texted. She hasn't texted. I've had this phone on the whole time, but yeah, he should be doing okay. We just want to make sure
Cher
it's not
Curry
pneumonia or
says.
something.
OMG good luck.
Yeah. I mean, if they're gonna X-ray, if it's pneumonia, then we just give him some, I think some antibiotics, which he was already on some, but I think that must have been kind of weak because we went through. It's like you had to give it to him for about 4 or 5 days, which we did, and it didn't really clear his cough up, which I don't like. Problem is, he doesn't know to cough it up, so it just kind of lingers. So I've been giving him cough syrup a couple of times a day, which I don't know how good that is for you, but we have been doing that. Um, so I don't know. I mean, but aside from that, he's doing okay. You know.
Future Oil Painter says. One of my brothers installed security cameras at my mom's place, and we haven't told her we captured some ghost-like figure.
Really? This is a fun topic. Go on. Go on. What was the ghost-like figure? It's probably Pumpkin Baby, wasn't it? He's gonna
Future
post
Oil
one of his
Painter
paintings.
says. Yep. Sheer Curry says. No, not freaking ghosts.
Yeah.
Windy City 1828 says. Aw, sending warmest wishes, bless him.
Thanks, Windy City.
Future Oil Painter
You
says.
should be okay.
It's on video, so I'm not crazy.
Can you share the video? Can you share it? What do you guys think? Are ghosts real? Do y'all believe in ghosts? We'll do a swamp painting and talk about ghosts. Maybe I add them in here. My client will be like, WTF, bro.
Sheer Curry says. I believe in ghosts. Future Oil Painter says. It's on my brother's cell phone, I'll ask him.
Oh, goodness.
Halloran Perry says. You could have Swamp Thing's head just emerging from the surface off in a corner somewhere. Sneak in an Easter egg. Sheer Curry says. I'm still worried about Michael Jackson's ghost. Beark108 says. In some places there are strong energies, both negative and positive.
Like batteries. This needs to expand some.
Sheer Curry says. Oh, you can sing this one, Lewis.
This? An angel makes me cry. Can I sing this? What? Like a feather, beautiful world, special.
Future Oil Painter says.
So
I saw a puffy white cloud walking along the sidewalk, and then suddenly it turned intelligently to make its way to my mom's back door, which is the door my dad would always use. Sheer Curry says. You make it sound gay. Beark108 says. We met and photographed one in New Zealand. It was fairly powerful but a bit scary.
Are you talking about Ghost Bear? You photographed one? Do you have the photograph? Look. All right. Start posting them in Discord. We're gonna start. You know what? That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start a ghost sightings. Okay, ghost sightings.
Beark108
Yes.
says.
Ghost
I don't
pictures.
think it was a ghost.
Oh,
Sheer Curry
we're
says.
starting it.
No.
This is too late. I'm turning my Discord from an art Discord to a ghost sightings Discord. Yes. And at that moment,
Beark108
Lewis quit
says.
painting.
More like
went
local
to this-
protector.
Huh? Channels. How do we start a new channel? Plus. What should we name it?
Sheer Curry says. I don't want ghosts watching me pee.
Ghosts. Ghost pics. Create. New channel. Ghost pics.
Windy City 1828 says. I'm laughing my head off here, not
Okay.
literally. Sheer Curry says.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's losing it.
Ghost pics is at the very bottom of all the other channels. It's in the channel section, ghost pics, at the very bottom. This is wide open. There you go. All right. Ghost pics.
Future Oil Painter says, my bro has a video of another ghost that morphed into what he described as a person in a long black robe. Head was covered, but the face was white.
Bruh. Bruh. Is this wrong? No, of course not. Never make mistakes.
Future Oil Painter says, spooky stuff.
Spoon Man.
Halloran Perry says, guys, what does the pattern of the universe look like? I have to turn it into a tree.
Pattern of the universe? I don't know. Don't know. Don't know. A universe pattern. There are few who know. Few.
Sheer Curry says, the golden ratio.
Few who know. Is it? There are few who know. Few.
Beark108 says, on the photograph it blurred our faces as it moved over us to basically tell us not to go any further. It was in very significant local spiritual site. There are many places like that there. It's good to do some offerings before entering.
Offerings to what, man? It sounds cray-cray. Few. Whoops. Dang it. Whatever. What time is it?
Beark108
4:25.
says,
Dang it.
offerings to local energies.
Local energies.
Future Oil Painter says, sounds like Ghostbusters need to come back.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the Stranger Things kids who were out in the country rolling around in the old Ghostbusters mobile. We're talking about the real Ghostbusters, all right? From the ones from the 80s/90s, all right? Those guys.
Sheer Curry says, busting ghosts' balls.
Yes, one nut at a time. One nut at a time. Those nuts.
Beark108 says. You know, like when you travel, drop a coin in the river and make a good wish that you mean no harm.
Yeah, I get it, man. Where was this place, Bear?
Sheer Curry says. In this economy. Beark108 says. South of South Island, New Zealand, it's
Oh,
called
snap.
Fiordland.
Ooh.
Future Oil Painter says. I'll ask my brothers if they can send me the videos.
Damn it, Curry. Bad. Bad.
Future Oil Painter says. Not sure I
Bias.
wanna see those, to be honest.
Which ones?
Sheer Curry says. It's a ghost.
Curry put Tobias and Blue Man from the
Future Oil Painter says. The ghost videos.
I know what you're talking about, but for
Sheer
sure.
Curry says. I blew myself.
Arrested Development is what she's doing. She's playing the Arrested Development game. Hmm.
Beark108 says, I'm sure you have many sides like that in US too, like in Arizona, Nevada, very powerful spiritual places too. Cher Curry says, LMAOO, I can see Tobias on your screen, I'm dying.
I know. I've been waiting for some. This is what we get. Dying. OMG. I know Wilmington is a place that's heavily haunted. There's a lot of stuff went on there apparently. But yeah, that stuff fascinates me.
Halloran Perry says, the desert is where all the UFOs are. I think it's because people have nothing to do but stare at the sky, and the government has nothing to do but test secret aircraft.
I think you're right. I personally think,
Cher Curry says,
it's probably
who would
governments.
you haunt as a ghost?
You. Yeah, I think that stuff, I would think, is government, you know, activity going on there. If it's out in the desert, that's where, come on, that's where you're going to be if you're testing stuff. But who knows? There are few who know.
Cher Curry says, what do you guys think about Area 52?
51. Unless I'm missing something. Am I missing something? Is it 51 or 50? Is it 50,
Cher Curry
51
says,
or 52? Area
damn
52?
it.
Area 50? No, it is Area 52, right? What is it? Area 51 or Area 52?
Cher Curry says,
It's
51.
51.
Halloran Perry says, I bought the best lip balm I've ever used at Area 51.
Did you?
Halloran Perry says,
Those
it's
aliens know
Area
how to do it.
51. Beark108 says, or when I was in Volgograd, former Stalingrad, where like 5 million people died in WW2, you could like
Damn.
cut the thick air, it was so power draining place, crazy. Future Oil Painter says, but then? The Catholic faith says that even if we see ghosts or any beings, from the other side, that we should ignore them because they can be demonic.
I say that. Well, yeah. You don't want to, you're taught not to engage with that stuff because you don't know what you're opening up. Yeah. It is fascinating stuff. The spirit world. Spirit world. I mean, look.
Windy City 1828
Yeah, I
says,
don't. I wouldn't want to
I've
engage.
read the book by John Ronson called The Men That Stare at Goats. It's about Area 51.
Really? What does it say?
Halloran Perry says, it's about when the CIA tried to give people psychic powers via drugs. There's a movie. It was weird. Halloran Perry
Damn.
says, based on a true story.
Guys, I'm sure there's a lot of potential for a lot of
Windy
things
City
to exist that we don't
1828
even know
says,
about.
Sodders being brainwashed etc. I found it
Social
a hard
media.
read. Cher
Yeah,
Curry
that could
says,
be rough.
what movie? Halloran Perry says, Cher Curry, The Men Who Stare at Goats. I think George Clooney and maybe John Goodman were in it.
Oh yeah. But that was about a true story, right?
Beark108 says, I know a guy who was doing some satanic rituals and it completely burned and failed his immune system. Now he lives with no kidneys looking like a creep.
Really? What happened? He was doing rituals? Did like something happen to him, like demonically happen to him?
Beark108 says, probably I'm not interested in this kind of stuff, just seen before and after.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I personally I believe there's something to that, and you just stay away from that type of stuff, man. Oof, scary. Scary. Mm. Yeah, that stuff does freak me out though.
Future Oil Painter says, yep, until I saw that stuff on video I would be the last person to believe in that stuff.
Well, I think it's I think probably one of the reasons why we're allowed to see it is so we believe in that type of stuff, because it's very important. Most people otherwise, like, how would you come to this? That's what I believe, because I lived in a place that was haunted, and the guys up there, atheists, except they believed in the spirit world because of this stuff, because they experienced things themselves, they saw things. So it's like otherwise, sometimes you have to see it. It's crazy. But yeah, a lot of it can be dangerous. So like I just be careful with that stuff. It is fascinating. Just think about. It's very
Cher Curry
fascinating.
says, I heard a lot of people got hurt on the set of The Exorcist like it was haunted.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff like
Future Oil Painter says,
The Passion of the
we
Christ. That
haven't
movie was.
mentioned any of that to my mom because it might freak her out.
Yeah. And I'm wondering. I didn't say this, but a lot of the things that are like really cheap.
Beark108 says,
A lot of places.
he was really enthusiastic about it, trying to call out some ancient demons. It's like 25 years ago. He's still alive but not doing it anymore luckily.
Good, but he's the guy. He messes. What did you say? His
Cher
kidney
Curry
up or something?
says, what happened on the Passion of the Christ?
Um, you'd be better looking it up. Like, but I think Jim Caviezel was struck by lightning like 2 or 3 times on the
Beark108
cross.
says,
A lot of
yeah,
things happened. A lot of things. He was. Yeah. There were a lot of things that went on, but you'd be better looking it up because it's been a while since
Cher Curry says,
I've
no
read
way.
it. Yeah. But yeah, like in movies like you're talking about, and oftentimes in those spiritual movies, yeah, stuff happens. Stuff does happen. It's like you're talking about the veil thinning. You're thinning the veil. And movies like The Passion are good. Those are good, and things are allowed to happen. And I think The Exorcist, as long as it's done in the right manner, because that is, you believe it or not, but there are exorcists today. There are, and it is a thing, and they've been going on for thousands of years. Um, but you got to be careful with that stuff. You know, like I don't think it's smart going into it by yourself and trying to invoke, call forth, or communicate with. Personally, I don't think that's smart because you don't know what you're getting into. You don't know who you're talking with. It could be like a demon, or it could be I don't know. You don't know what it could be. It could be something you don't want to mess with. It might be nothing, but it's like why take that risk? You know. I would imagine a lot of the times it's done out of curiosity, which I get, but it's going to have the same result. Open yourself up to that stuff. Yeah. For me personally, I try to stay away from that. Now, if you're like living in a situation where, like I said, where I was living, it was haunted. I don't care what people tell me. I don't care what people think. It was freaking haunted. This place was up in it's Caldine, outside of Florence, and
Future Oil Painter says, was it in
stuff
Italy?
happened. It was in Italy, and it was a place that a lot of bad things happened in World War II. Like they took it over and probably killed a lot of people there. A lot of things happened. One of my friends saw a spirit walk right through down the hall, and they took a right through the wall where there used to be a door. He saw it, and he refused to sleep in that house. He went outside and slept in the outside. There are wild boars out there. He preferred sleeping outside than inside the house. He was so freaked out. Yeah, I mean crazy stuff. I won't say who, but one of my other friends was sleeping, and he had somebody
Future
walk up
Oil
to him
Painter
and
says, yikes.
bounce him on his bed with his hands, and he was like nobody's there, like he didn't see anything. It was just he was getting bounced. I had somebody sit right next to me on my bed, and the bed went down and then back up, and it pulled my hip in as it did. It was just like I was the only person in my room, literally. I saw it dip down, and it was just like yeah. So I mean, I could probably get some more stories too. All I got to do is ask the guys. I'll ask them.
Cher
Then we'll
Curry
post in the
says,
ghost pics.
wasn't it one of your model girlfriends?
There's just so many. It's hard to keep them all, keep everything straight. Yep, Probably was. Probably was. Most likely. Always fighting at me. Over me, rather. Over.
There's been some
Windy City
crazy.
1828 says. Scary, don't mess with Ouija boards too.
Yeah, exactly. Don't mess
Sheer
with the
Curry
Ouija
says.
boards.
And where are they now?
Don't mess with those Ouija boards. Those things apparently those things really create a gateway of some sort, man. And I don't understand it. I'm just saying, just don't mess with
Beark
those things.
108 says. There's a place in the mountains here, very famous pilgrimage spot for Catholics. I can't stand that place, it's so fucked up energy, don't
Is
know
it?
what they did there but it's super creepy vibe.
Is it? Wonder what place that is, Bear. That's not working. We need to fix this. Actually, this is fine.
Sheer Curry says. So if churches have exorcisms, does that mean they're haunted?
Churches have exorcisms. No, well, yeah, they can exorcise, I think, a building. If the church needs it, yeah, probably something's going on, but the churches are all very blessed, and so they're normally not haunted. But you can have like areas that are haunted that need to be exorcised or stuff. Yeah, I think that is a thing, from my understanding. I don't know, guys. All that stuff is a little bit scary. That kind of gets to me, some of that stuff. Again, it's fascinating to think about, unless it's like in the middle of the night. It's not fun.
Sheer Curry says. No sleep tonight.
Right.
Future Oil Painter says. Only other unexplainable thing that freaked me out, in my parents' first house I slept in the basement, was in high school and I said to myself while in bed I'm not going to school today, and suddenly a whispering voice literally said you don't need to go to school. I got up so fast.
Snap. Dude. Oh, so one of my friends here in Winston, the house, okay, it was their, okay, they're roughly about my age. Whose house was that? I think it was the house her mom grew up in, and so she would stay there every once in a while. But there was literally a ghost that would walk up and down the steps, and it would every night at the same time it would walk up the steps, go into a room, sit down on the bed, and then it would slowly fade and disappear. And it happened, I think, almost every single night. And that's what she said. And she said that she had experiences like when they go over, like that type of stuff still kind of happens. Crazy. And like they made friends with the ghosts and I mean, it's just totally different, out of the ordinary experience there. I totally forgot about that. Ah, guys. And yet, how many ghost pics do we have? Maybe I should take this thing down because this has the potential of being very
Sheer
bad.
Curry says.
And obviously, Curry's
Friends with the ghost.
like friends, meaning not like, I don't know if she wouldn't sit and like talk to it, but they were very comfortable around it. It was, you know, weird, very weird. All right, that's what
Sheer
she
Curry
said.
says.
That's what she said.
Don't hate on my Tobias.
So freaking weird. What time is it? 53. I gotta go in a second, guys. I really do have to go in a second.
Future Oil Painter says. Well, you guys remember the ghost paintings from Goya? They chalked that up to him going crazy.
Really? Well, the thing is, I really do believe in a lot of this stuff, and I think it's very easy to discredit. It's very easy to discredit, right? And to say that, and maybe, and I think too, I will say this: I think a lot of it is psychological, and a lot of it's false. But I do believe a lot of it is real. So it shouldn't be so easily shirked off, taken lightly, because that's what I believe. I'm not crazy. Crazy? I'm not crazy. Was called crazy once, lived in a road. But like I had an experience with this stuff. I know my friends have had experiences at the same place. Now, unless you can explain it scientifically, something was going on there, fine. I'm sure everything are ghosts outside of science.
Beark108 says.
Don't know.
These spirits are attached to places, their consciousness never left the body due to attachment, jealousy, or some horrific experience. There are many different realms despite ghosts.
Yeah, like there's so much to it, right? And I would never underestimate this stuff or shirk it
Halloran
off.
Perry says. There's a whole magazine for you. 40 and times. They want to believe, but by God are they going to try to disprove it first? Cher Curry says.
Yeah.
So all ghosts are bad.
No, I don't think so. I think you have some. I don't know,
Future
guys. Like
Oil Painter
if
says. Last year one co-worker went to ER, says he medically died 3 times, and he had an out-of-body experience, won't tell me the details.
I think personally, I think sometimes God allows souls. He thins that veil so that we can pray for the people there. I think there's some people who are stuck in purgatory, and He thins that veil to show us there's the afterlife, help us believe, but also you pray for them. You can't go wrong in prayer. That's what I think. Personally, that's what I believe. Now, if there's other evil spirits, like I know there are other evil spirits out there doing stuff, like you pray, you're not going to go wrong, but you don't try to communicate and to, open up and, open things up to them. That's what you don't do because you don't know. You don't know. So you just got to be cautious. You got to be careful. That's what I think is going on. I think a lot of these things are souls that need prayers to get out. That's what I think. I will be back on tonight and we'll be dealing with children in the class. Children meaning, well, Terry, you
Future
know what?
Oil
Terry's
Painter
not going to be there
says.
tonight.
Yep, I've heard of that prayer for loved ones and for all those forgotten.
Yeah. No, I think it's the main thing to do. So you can't go wrong in prayer, but you don't want to open
Cher
yourself up
Curry
to them and
says.
try to communicate.
No Terry.
No Terry tonight. No Terry. Let's see. Patricia texted. Hope she can come. Let's see. This is okay. I think I have 2 people coming tonight.
Beark108 says. They're not necessarily evil, but you have to be humble and claim your space.
Okay. Patricia's not going to be around for a while. She's her pregnancy
Cher Curry says.
is prepping for
In
it,
a
which
way
is
I
totally
want to
understandable.
experience a ghost to be sure, but at the same time I don't, cause I will never sleep again.
Right,
Windy
exactly.
City 1828 says. If I'm awake I will catch you later.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you guys. I gotta start the stream. I'll be on later though.